evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The U.S. will support Guyana's elections with police training, observer funding, and technical aid to help ensure a free and fair vote. Guyana signed a major deal with Bloomberg Grain to brand and boost its new food hub. 4 CARICOM states have committed to free movement by October 2025. And East Canje family of 6 loses home in sudden afternoon blaze. The United States will assist Guyana's upcoming general and regional elections by providing election security trainers to the Guyana Police Force, GPF, and funding a significant portion of international election observers, U.S. Ambassador Nicole Thoreau announced today. In response to a formal request from the GPF, specialists from either the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department or Miami-Dade Police Department are expected to arrive soon to train officers on crowd management and polling day procedures. Beyond police training, the U.S. Embassy will deploy about 50 American observers and cover roughly 2/3 of the costs for the Organization of American States, OAS, election observation mission. Washington is also facilitating the placement of technical advisors at the Guyana Elections Commission, CARICOM, through a UNDP project funded by the United Kingdom. Ambassador Thoreau said diplomatic missions, multilateral organizations, and local groups, including CARICOM, the Private Sector Commission, and the Carter Center, are coordinating efforts to ensure comprehensive, non-overlapping election monitoring across the country. Regular consultations with GCOM have reassured U.S. officials that elections can be free and fair if protocols are properly followed. Training for the GPF is expected to start within weeks as the campaign intensifies toward nomination day on July 14th and the September 1st polls. This support forms part of a broader initiative to safeguard Guyana's democratic processes and uphold public confidence in the electoral system. As election preparations gain momentum, media professionals are also getting equipped to protect the integrity of information heading into the polls. International IDEA, with support from the European Union, hosted a special workshop in Panama City, focusing on information integrity, digital technology, AI, and journalism in election reporting. The session brought together experts from the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensic Research Lab and Georgetown University. They explored how digital platforms can both increase access to information and be used by malicious actors to disrupt democracy through disinformation. International IDEA's program manager, Ambassador Marcelo Varela Eresheva, spoke with Ignite News following the event.
With International IDEA is an intergovernmental organization composed by 35 member states, and we're providing technical assistance for the strengthening of democracy in Guyana, sponsored by the European Union. And as part of the project, we organized this encounter with experts on media here in Panama for one day, in which we analyzed the new technologies, information, disinformation, the integrity of information and its impact over democracy and the political dynamics of society. And also, we also reviewed techniques of, I would say, professional journalism in covering political and electoral related events. And our goal was just to share experiences of experts.
During the workshop, participants learned how to detect disinformation and information manipulation, along with methods to spot deepfakes and other synthetic media. Esteban Ponce de Leon from the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensic Research Lab explained the risks posed by AI-generated content that can distort reality. Meanwhile, Professor Sylvia Weisbord of George Washington University focused on responsible journalism during elections. He shared tips on how reporters can cover disinformation while maintaining fairness and credibility, especially in polarized environments. The workshop sought to equip Guyanese journalists with tools to safeguard information integrity throughout the upcoming elections. Dominican Republic resident ambassador to Guyana, Ernesto Torres Pereira, believes that strong leadership between the two countries has been the key to the advancement of bilateral relations. Speaking during the latest edition of Ignite Finance yesterday, the resident ambassador praised the relationship between President Dr. Irfan Ali and President Luis Abinader, noting it is one built on solid foundation.
I believe our countries have never been closer. And testament to that is that my president has visited Guyana within the last 2 years. He has visited the country twice. And we don't know. Maybe there's a possibility that he will come a third time because he believes in the leadership that Guyana is developing and in the vision of
the current leadership. The current leadership.
Yeah, of course, and the leadership of President Ali, especially. They have developed a strong relationship based on values and vision. They both believe that the Caribbean as a region, with all the potential that we have, could be self-sustainable, could serve also as a paradigm for the entire world of peaceful coexistence and progress and sustainable development. And in the case of Guyana, you're not lacking any element to achieve success.
A number of Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, have been signed between Guyana and the Dominican Republic to advance developmental projects, also in close collaboration with the private sector. Peru said given a safe and conducive environment in Guyana and the close collaborative ties between the countries, the projects are advancing.
The current leadership, with its vision, is a guarantee that this long-term approach can be implemented. So we're very enthusiastic to continue consolidating and expanding the bonds between the countries. We are working basically in all areas, So we're extremely hopeful and extremely thankful for the way we have been received in this country.
Over the past 2 years, several key agreements have been inked between the two countries in the areas of agriculture, tourism, and investment promotion. From strong regional partnerships to strong regional exports, Guyana takes another step toward becoming a Caribbean food hub. Today, a Memorandum of Understanding was signed between the Government of Guyana and Bloomberg Grain. The agreement, signed at the Ministry of Agriculture, outlines plans to collaborate on marketing and branding the regional food hub, now under construction at Yarro Cabra, along the Susdijk-Linden Highway. Officials say the partnership will boost exports, cut post-harvest losses, and open new markets across the Caribbean and the Americas.
What we are about to do this morning, we are about to sign an agreement with an international recognized company, a company that has lots of experience and have been doing work across the world. We are now bringing those expertise in Guyana to transform the development that started since 2020. And I am proud to be Minister of Agriculture, heading this sector under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. I am proud because, one, we have witnessed a few days ago or a few weeks ago, Guyana is one of the only countries in the world that has the ability to feed its citizens. And that is a tremendous achievement for us.
The hub supports Guyana's leadership role in CARICOM's food security agenda, and Bloomberg Grain says it's in for the long haul.
But the reality is we're prepared to invest in processing on our account of Guyana agricultural products. That means higher value to farmers, and it means an easier way to export.
The company also announced plans to build a high-tech shade house manufacturing plant in Guyana, adding value to the agriculture sector while creating new jobs. As work in the hub continues, the agreement signals growing global confidence in Guyana's agriculture vision, anchored in innovation, sustainability, and export growth. Still ahead on Ignite News on 6 at 6, CARICOM intensifies plans for free movement, tributes pour in for a media legend, and the Guyana Police Force sharpens its focus on organized crime. That and more when we come back.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back, and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders return to defend their crown, but the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
Welcome back. CARICOM ramps up efforts to make free movement a reality. The Caribbean community, CARICOM, will be intensifying efforts to support the free movement of people within the region. This is according to the new chairperson, Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who was at the time speaking at the closing of the 49 CARICOM Heads of Government Conference yesterday. The regional bloc has faced criticisms from various quarters centered on the undesirable pace of the implementation of free movement of people within the region. Prime Minister Holness, for his part in acknowledging the push for unhindered movement in the region, said CARICOM will pick up the pace in addressing this critical matter.
On the CARICOM single market and economy, we agreed that the pace and scope of implementation was just too slow, and we agreed that we will do everything in our power to speed up implementation.
He noted that so far on the issue of movement, 4 countries have committed to implement full free movement of the region's people under the Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation.
I'm pleased to share that we are now moving from applying administratively the Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation, which all member states have signed, with now 4 countries, Barbados, Belize, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica, reiterating their willingness to implement full free movement under the protocol starting October 1, 2025.
On this matter, Guyana has supported the full free movement of people within the region. Speaking to reporters at the conference on Monday, President Irfan Ali registered his support for the initiative, but noted that some countries will need more time to transition. The CARICOM free movement is intended to allow nationals to live and work freely across participating member states, promoting regional integration, economic growth, and equal access to jobs and services. Recently, CARICOM has added aviation personnel to its existing skills regime under its CSME bid. Some of these new occupations include photogrammetry, field maintenance, and aircraft maintenance personnel. From regional progress to a moment of remembrance, CARICOM honors a legendary Guyanese journalist who shaped Caribbean media for decades. The community yesterday paid tribute to outstanding Guyanese-born Caribbean journalist Ricky Singh, who passed away last Saturday at his home in Barbados. Singh is widely recognized as a master of Caribbean journalism, playing a pivotal role in shaping public opinion in the region for over 6 decades. This was acknowledged by CARICOM Chair, Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness, during a media briefing with Caribbean journalists.
Allow me to take a moment to honor the memory of Ricky Singh, the esteemed Guyana-born journalist whose fearless, incisive reporting shaped Caribbean discourse for over 6 decades. Mr. Singh passed away recently in Barbados, leaving behind a legacy of courage, integrity, and unwavering commitment to regional unity and press freedom. We extend our deepest condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues in Caribbean journalism.
Singh published his first story in 1957 at the Guyana Graphic and swiftly moved from covering general news and beats to political reporting, addressing various issues in Guyana and across the Caribbean. He was also a well-known columnist, writing on politics and social issues throughout the region. He contributed to several wire services and publications across the Caribbean, including in Guyana, Barbados, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the BBC Caribbean Report, Caribbean News Agency, CANA, and media outlets in North America and Britain. Singh was honored with the honorary doctorate from the University of the West Indies for his contributions to regional journalism. In 2023, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award in Guyana. The Guyana Press Association, GPA, expressed condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues. President Dr. Irfan Ali also paid tribute to Singh, recalling his fearless advocacy for press freedom and democracy, knowing that Singh's principal reporting led to personal sacrifices, including exile from Guyana and later Barbados. He praised Singh's independent reporting during political repression and his influential writings in the Guyana Chronicle. Targeting organized and violent crime is now a top priority for the Guyana Police Force. That's according to Crime Chief Wanda Blanham, who appeared on the 3rd episode of Safeguarding Our Nation, which aired yesterday. Blanham said the force is focusing on what he calls the 3 C's: crime prevention, community presence, and collaboration. He explained that most serious crimes are carried out by a small group of repeat offenders, and that the force is targeting hotspots and building community trust to stop crime before it happens.
Crime today is dominated by disorderly murders, property-related offenses, excessive alcohol consumption, drug trafficking, particularly at border locations, domestic violence, and cybercrime. These trends guide our priorities. The reality is that most of the crimes are committed by a small minority of the population, and that is why most of our attention is focused on key offenders and hotspots.
Blanham noted that even though crime statistics show a decrease in violent crime, many people still feel unsafe. He stressed that the fear may not match in numbers, but the GPF is deploying officers, targeting key areas, and using the right tools to keep people safe.
I think there are three reasons for this perception gap. One, every crime, no matter how rare, has a real victim, and those stories spread faster than statistics. In a small society like Guyana, every incident feels closer to home. Two, high-profile incidents, for example, a shooting or robbery, stay in people's minds and fuel fear. They overshadow the progress we have made. Three, we as police must do more in showing the public what has been occurring behind the scenes. For example, increased visibility, community awareness and engagements, and public awareness programs aimed at urging persons to desist from listening to false or misleading information and to conform with reliable sources.
The crime chief also urged the public to stay alert, report concerns, and avoid spreading misinformation. He says the police are listening and won't stop working until every Guyanese feels safe. Collaboration with local groups and international partners is ongoing, and youth are also being engaged in prevention efforts. As a sign of how community collaboration can work, the Men on Mission initiative is bringing hope to families in Region 3 with new homes and support programs. The latest beneficiaries are Elaine Danraj and Danraji Guradai of Cornelia Ida, and Shyam Prasad of Hague, Region 3, who each received new homes on Saturday. 59-year-old Elaine Danraj, who sought help from President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali during a community outreach, expressed relief at her improved living conditions. Her new home benefits her son and 90-year-old mother, providing a comfortable space free from the flooding issues of her previous house. Pensioner and widow Danraji Guradai, 69, who has a physical impairment, is also grateful for her new home after years of hardship. She previously lived in a deteriorating zinc house where rain damaged her belongings. She thanked President Ali for the assistance. Similarly, 67-year-old Shyam Prasad, who faced difficulties in his old home, now enjoys a safer and more stable living environment. He expressed gratitude to the government for supporting citizens in need. At the handover ceremony, Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, said the homes are fully equipped and built through MOM with private sector backing. Over the past 2.5 years, more than 73 families have benefited. An additional $350 million is earmarked to build over 50 homes for vulnerable citizens across Guyana. From new homes bringing hope to families in Region 3, we turn now to a heartbreaking fire in East Canje. A family of 6 is now homeless after a devastating fire completely destroyed their home yesterday afternoon, reducing their belongings to rubble and leaving them in urgent need of assistance. The blaze erupted around 2:30 p.m., while Imran Khan and his 2 youngest children, aged 8 and 11, had left to pick up his wife from work at the Rose Hall Sugar Estate. Khan told reporters that while they were heading up to quarantine after collecting her, a frantic call from his older children, aged 16 and 20, alerted them that the house was on fire.
I end up turning back and just driving to come towards home. So when I come home, I don't see the old building down there, right down at the bottom. Nothing is safe, everything just down the ground. Everything burned out.
Despite the response from the New Amsterdam Fire Station, the 3-bedroom wooden and concrete structure was already completely engulfed by the time firefighters arrived. Nothing was salvaged. Khan said the home had no known electrical issues, and the cause of the fire remains unclear.
I can't really assess it right now, but it's a lot of investment.
The family has lost all personal belongings and essentials, and they're appealing to the public for help. Anyone willing to offer assistance can contact 679-5544 or 604-2738. When we come back, agriculture training empowers persons with disabilities in Region 6, excitement builds ahead of the Guyana Super League, and school football heats up with big wins and high scores.
You lift up and drive, super! 95, tune up, fuel it up and drive. Super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. In Region 6, persons living with disabilities are gaining new skills and fresh confidence through sustainable agriculture training. Persons living with disabilities in Region 6 are sowing the seeds of empowerment, literally. They've just completed sustainable agriculture training offered by the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. For many participants, it's about more than just farming. It's about building confidence, gaining practical skills, and living more independent lives. The ministry partnered with the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute and the Agriculture Innovation and Entrepreneurship Program to deliver the training. Held from June 23rd to 27th at the Little Rock Conference Room in New Amsterdam, the program brought together 23 eager participants. They learned about organic farming, marketing, vertical gardening, and harvesting, and even visited shade houses for hands-on experience. One participant, Amir Waldron, says the training has opened up new opportunities.
A program with the Human and Social Services from the disability. Is interesting because I have learned how to do a better planting than before in such a way that my garden will improve and I will get more yields. I've learned how to create an organic pesticide so as to control the different pests that will be on, if not some of the plants, all of the plants. Today, we did the practical. We all have different plants to go with. Well, I have celery, morel, cabbage, Canje.
On June 25th, the Pesticides and Toxic Chemicals Control Board hosted a session on the safe use of agricultural chemicals and handed out protective gear. The ministry says the program is part of its wider push to support persons living with disabilities by teaching skills, building businesses, and planting the seeds of lifelong growth. In sports, the countdown is on for the Global T20 Guyana Super League, set to bowl off this Thursday, July 10th, and excitement is building fast. Last evening, players, sponsors, and media gathered at Tribe Gastronomic Lounge in Georgetown for the official welcome party, hosted by title sponsor ExxonMobil Guyana. The Guyana Amazon Warriors were well represented, with stars like Gudakesh Moti, Romario Shepherd, Amir Jangu, and Captain Imran Tahir mingling with guests. Tahir says the team is confident and ready to perform in front of home fans. The Warriors have been training intensely, aiming to deliver a strong showing at the Providence National Stadium. The GSL promises world-class cricket, blending top international stars with local talent. Organizers expect packed stands, a tourism boost, and a ripple effect across hospitality, transport, and entertainment. Beyond the boundaries of cricket, the league aims to position Guyana as a premier destination for global sports and entertainment, providing long-term opportunities for business growth, investment, and international media exposure. The opening match is set to kick off this Thursday, marking the start of what is expected to be a transformative chapter in Guyana's sporting landscape. Round 3 of the ExxonMobil Boys and Girls Under-14 football tournament delivered thrilling action at the Ministry of Education ground on Carifesta Avenue over the weekend. In the girls' competition, Chase Academic Foundation set the pace with a dominant 3-0 win over Abraham Zoo Secondary, thanks to a goal from Leandra Henrito and a brace from Tia Rodriguez. Bartica Secondary were equally impressive, trashing Dolphins Secondary 8-0, led by Kellys Williams' hat-trick and 2 goals from Verlecki Simon. Marin Academy continued their strong form with a 7-0 victory over St. Joseph High, with Skylar Dinobrega scoring 3 goals and support from Haley Habercorn and Kaylee Todd, who both netted twice. Former champions Warramuri Secondary hammered Good Hope Secondary 10-0, driven by a hat trick from Zabita Harris, a double from Brianna Henry, and 2 goals from Shanisa Thomas. In the boys section, St. John's College edged Charity Secondary 5-4 in a thrilling encounter, with Josiah Ned netting a hat trick. Cottonfield Secondary beat New Amsterdam Secondary 3-0, led by Darren Romeo's 2 goals, while St. Joseph High secured a 6-1 win over Hope Secondary, powered by Joel Stevens' quick hat trick. Other highlights included West Demerara Secondary's 1-0 win over Bushlaw Secondary and Chase Academic Foundation's 8-1 demolition of Brickdam Secondary. Matches continued this week at the venue. Italy is on the brink of qualifying for their first ever T20 Cricket World Cup after pulling off a surprise win against Scotland. Led by captain Joe Burns, the Italians stunned the 18th-ranked Scots with a 12-1 victory in The Hague. Italy, ranked 32nd in the world, now tops the European regional qualifying group with 5 points and a strong net run rate. A win over the Netherlands in their final match will seal their spot at the World Cup, but even a loss might still see them through. Scotland, meanwhile, must beat Jersey on Friday and hope for a big shift in run rate to stay in contention. Burns, who played 23 tests for Australia before switching allegiance to Italy, called the moment very surreal and praised the team's sacrifices. To beat a strong side like Scotland is an incredible reward, he said, and it's emotional, but we know there's still one more job to do. Italy's final match could mark a major milestone for a team on the rise. Still ahead, Trinidad and Tobago's tackling school violence. Flooding in Texas claims more than 100 lives, and Europe reels from a deadly heat wave. Don't go away. Welcome back. In Trinidad and Tobago, the new government is cracking down on school violence and tightening hiring rules. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bisesar says police officers will be posted at high-risk schools starting in September. The move is part of a national push to tackle rising student violence. Schools were identified using data like suspension rates and injury reports. The list, compiled by Education Minister Dr. Michael Daublatt, includes Penal Secondary, where the Prime Minister made the announcement. Prasad-Bisesar stressed this is not a political stunt. She said all children, no matter their background or party affiliation, deserve protection. The Prime Minister also laid out new job application rules. From now on, resumes must go through formal channels, not politicians or her office. Liberia MP Clyde Elder echoed the call for patience on jobs and said the government is confident it can deliver results before the end of its term. In international news, in the United States, the death toll from the July 4th flash flood in central Texas has climbed to at least 109, making it one of the deadliest floods in U.S. history. Most of the victims were in Kerr County, where flood waters from the Guadalupe River swept through the town of Kerrville. Governor Greg Abbott said yesterday that 94 bodies have been recovered there, including 27 girls and counselors from Camp Mystic, a historic summer retreat. 5 campers, a counselor, and a young child remain missing. Statewide, more than 180 people are still unaccounted for. The flood struck early Friday after over a foot of rain fell in just 1 hour, overwhelming the region known as Flash Flood Alley. Rescue efforts are ongoing but dangerous, slowed by debris, mud, and lingering storms. Governor Abbott has called for a special legislative session to investigate emergency response efforts and improve preparedness. While Texas battles rising waters, Europe is baking under record-breaking heat. Around 2,300 people died during last week's intense heat wave across 12 European cities, and scientists say climate change played a deadly role. The 10-day heat wave, which ended on July 2nd, pushed temperatures past 40 degrees Celsius in parts of Western Europe, including Spain, and triggered wildfires in France. A rapid scientific study released today has linked more than 1,500 of those deaths directly to climate change. Researchers from Imperial College London says global warming made the heat wave more severe and more dangerous. Dr. Ben Clark, one of the lead researchers, said climate change likely increased temperatures in cities like Madrid, London, and Milan by up to 4 degrees Celsius. Using historical data and peer-reviewed methods, scientists found that most of the heat-related deaths, 88%, affected seniors over 65, but nearly 200 of the deaths were among people between the ages of 20 and 65. The EU's Climate Monitoring Service says June 2025 was the third hottest June on record globally and the hottest ever for Western Europe. Experts warn that in a warming world, heat waves like this will become more frequent, more intense, and more deadly unless major changes are made. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.